Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Chess, and today we will talk about a game called Balanced. This one is basically from the word balance, but with only one L, right? So, what about this video game? I actually played this game back when I was still in elementary school. So, I played this originally from my neighbor's house. Like back then I didn't actually have like like computer, like high tech computer or something like that, right? And well, I actually had, but it's for my mom's like work, right? It's for work. There's no games. Well, I mean there were lots, but like there were not really new games, right? There was no internet, so we didn't actually we were not able to actually download stuff, right? Therefore, I only had the computer with with its innate games basically, until like but fortunately I have I had neighbor, and he was actually kind. He let me play in his house, right? And he had the computer, he had various games, he had PlayStation as well. Therefore, but unfortunately he was like kinda he was alone, right? Well, he was the only son that my neighbor had. Therefore, he kind of had no brother, right? And I was there basically, like play with him, like becoming brothers, right? And it was actually quite fun. This game is, I actually remember playing this game like when it, um, like when it was a thing. Back like way before 2010. Well, I was still elementary school. It's probably somewhere around 2005 or 6 probably, right? um but yeah, we played this. I actually remember installing this with my neighbor, in my neighbor's house. Like he had the CD basically that had the game in it, and then he installed, right? And then we waited until it done installing, and then we played, right? And then we played. I actually like the concept of the game itself. Basically, it looks like this. There's a ball that you will control using your keyboard, right? The left, up, down, right arrow, basically. To complete the course. So, like there is only one way over here, right? Therefore, you need to move your balls over here. And then there's also like a changer over here, as you can see. Um, Basically, the ball can change into three types. There's like wood, and then paper, and then stone, basically. Um, like the wood is like the default. It can push object, but not the heavy one, right? um, and then the paper one cannot really push anything, but it's very light, so you can actually use it with the fan. Like there will be some kind of fan, and it can push balls, right? And then with the paper you can actually float in the sky, like on top of the fan. Like imagine there's a fan below that blows up, right? And basically you can fly, but um you cannot use this with the wooden and the stone, basically, right? And then the stone is the heaviest one, it's the slowest one as well. um like, but the thing is that it's actually great because some obstacle only consist of one single rail, which will be very difficult if you're paper, right? Because if you move, if you press up when you're in paper, you will most likely also move left and right by itself, um, because of the thinness of the paper, right? You got blown up by the air, kinda, and then when you go straight forward, you kinda also go left and right a little bit, right? Therefore, you can't really balance that on a single rail, right? But because the stone ball is heavy, you can actually balance your position on the rail because it will always because it's heavy, right? Therefore the center of the gravity always on the rail, right? Therefore you cannot fall off unless you press the left and right button. But yeah, it's actually quite interesting, the mechanic as well. um Developer Cyparrot and publisher is Atari. Atari made lots of games back then, right? But I think unfortunately this one, the game is now considered abandonware. It means that I already clicked that, right? It means that the developer and the publisher don't really like think about the game that much anymore. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, released on EU April 2004, and then North America on 2006. A little bit 2.5 years later, right? Um, I mean it's considerable because back then internet was not really a thing, right? People actually had to buy the CD to play, um, to install games, right? And yeah, there's that. Genre is puzzle. There's all actually, yeah, single player as well. There are actually, yeah, 13 levels over here. Stage 1 to 12, and then there's a twilight zone, I think, like a bonus level, which is insanely difficult at level 13. But I actually managed to beat all of these. It's actually quite fun. You will start on Earth, honestly, um, like at the sky. This one is the level one, I think. This background, and then as you level up, you will be very high up. Like you can actually see the planet you're on. Below you, right? Which kind of make it, if uh, I have a little bit afraid of heights, right? And then seeing this game, it kind of make me feel motion sick because I was sweating, like I was concerned if I was falling, right? But yeah, and at the level 12, I think the craziest one, you're actually on a black hole kind of thing. There's like a tornado kind of in the background, spiraling around, right? And there's a black hole, and then there's actually a section where you have to fall, free fall from the very top, from the highest point, to the lowest point, and and the game makes it kind of that when you fall, you kind of in like illusion, you are falling into the black hole, which is actually scary. Um, if I play, but yeah, I did that by just going forward, pressing the forward, and then actually closing my eyes so that you know um, I still know that it will fall somewhere safe below, but I don't really want to see the background, right? But yeah, there's that. Level 13 is actually insane because yeah, it's called speed, right? It's actually kind of like a rally, there's another ball, um that will keep moving, right? Because it's on slope, and then your job there is to help the ball to keep moving because there's like holes and stuff like that in the middle of the track or the level, therefore you need to push stuff, so that the ball has platform to 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 move to, right? So that it doesn't fall, because once the ball falls, you actually lose the level because somewhere down the line you will actually need the ball, like either to fill up a hole or to for you to be on top on. And yeah, it's actually crazy. And then on top of that, at the end of the section, there's like some kind of like roller coaster thing, where you have actually you have to balance your weight so that like you need to keep pressing the direction, following the track, because there's loops, right? So you need to press up, down, left, and right, and constantly, basically. and then basically the end. And at the very end, there's like a spiral where you need to actually move in spiral, like circling, and have to actually use the side rail. Like rail like this is the one rail where you be on top, right? But there's also a side rail where you actually have to press certain button according to the direction, so that you don't fall basically, because you're hanging on the side rail. If you let go the button, you will fall basically, because the rail is sideways basically. And yeah, it's actually quite easy at some certain like certain level is easy, but the more the level, it becomes very difficult and tedious as well. And there's also a puzzle part as well, where like you have to push ball and make it fall into the right hole, so that it post certain platform, right, and then make it available for you and stuff like that. So yeah, there is that puzzle aspect of the game. um I beat it actually multiple times, but like again, like in my middle school, I actually downloaded the game again so that I played it on my own, right? And then high school, I still played, and even in the university, I think like few years ago, I still played it. Although not really beating it, because again, like it actually takes time to play this game, but like I already know, right? Therefore, it's not really a challenge anymore. But then again, there's not really any update that I know of for like originally from the developer, but there's actually lots of other companion, not companion, like company that publisher developers that actually used the concept of the game, right? And then apparently there's already one which is called Balance the Return, and actually this one was available on Steam. If you have Steam, you can actually download the game there. I haven't really checked out this one because like all of this is not really canon. The canon game is this one, the Balance this one, and this one only, in my opinion, because this one is from Atari, right? And the other ones were not from Atari itself, so it's like a knockoff basically. But yeah, that's like the game that I played when I was kid. Like enjoy playing it growing up as well. Because of the puzzle aspect as well, and then there's this terrifying um, environment, because if you fall from the rail, you will fall into whatever down there, right, on the planet basically. And it's actually kind of scary imagery. You can actually turn off those option, just by um, you can actually turn off those, and I think you can, and then you can also add clouds, so that there's a lot of clouds, right? And then that kind of um like will not make will will not make the background visible basically. It will make the background invisible. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think that'll be for today's discussion about this game called Balanced, or um also I would say Balance, because double L. It's actually quite fun. I played this, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy it. I will see you again tomorrow with another discussion, and see ya.